Parvat means mountain. So she's the daughter of the mountain king Himachal. And when she took residence, when she took birth in that place of Himachal, Tulsidas says that the entire mountain took on a different look. Mother Nature herself dressed differently. As a lady would dress with special clothing in which you have various flowers, types of flowers, in that dress, so too Mother Nature dressed herself with beautiful flowers of different types, of different colors. And the greenery was so profound that everything looked magnificent. And we are told that Narad Muni heard of the celebrations that were taking place in the home of Himachal. He heard about the celebrations that were taking place since the birth of Parvati. And he came to witness what was taking place. And he visited the home of Himachal. And when he reached there, knowing the status of this special bhakta, this special devotee, Narad Muni, they invited him. They washed his feet, gave him a special seat. And the water that they used to wash his feet, that water became blessed. They used it and they sprinkled throughout the house to cleanse the house. And both himself, Himachal, and his wife, the wife was Maina, they prostrated at the feet of Narad Muni. They got his blessings. And then Narad Muni called his daughter, Parvati, and asked her to bow in reverence to the feet of his of the guru, so to speak, of Narad Muni. And having done so, they asked a special request. And what was that request? We sing it in Doha, Tulsidas sings. This is what they asked. Trikalagya sarvagya tumhar, gati sarvatra tumhar. He is saying, my Lord, he addresses the noble sage Narad Muni. Trikalagya. He says, oh Muni, you are in possession of that knowledge which tells you all of the three times. You have the past, the present, and the future. You are aware of all that has happened in the past. You know what is taking place now, and you are able to foretell what will take place in the future. That is the power that is vested in that personality called Narad Muni. By a short brilliance, he's saying, you know everything, including the past, present, and future, and also the sastras. All knowledge is within your capability. The Shastra also tells us here that he has traveled throughout the universe. And as such, you know everything. There is nothing that you do not know. And when you want to find out something, to whom will you go? You will go to someone who is knowledgeable, who is able to answer all your questions. Narad Muni was such a person. He says, Kaha husuta ko doshagun Muni vara hridaya vichar. Muni vara hridaya vichar. Oh Muni, think deeply within your heart. Think deeply and tell me, Kaha husuta ko doshagun. Tell me, what are the dosh? Dosh would be the faults, and gun, the good qualities, virtues. Tell me, what about those virtues? Tell me about the virtues of my daughter. And if there are faults, tell me what faults there are. And that is the power of these great saints and sages. They look at you and they could tell everything about you. So they have put forward this question to Narad Muni. What does Narad Muni do? What does he say? Tulsidas tells us. Sutas tumhara sakal gun khani. Mridubani means soft-spoken, beautiful words. Words that bring joy to anyone who listens. He says, the sage, Kaha Muni bihasi. The Muni smiled. He knows that these people have a great and profound love for him. And they trust him. They know of his capability. So he just smiled to himself. And he replied in gentle words, in Mridubani, beautiful tones. Very significant. And he's saying, Suta tumhari sakal gun khani. Sakal gun means all types of virtues. He's saying here that your daughter is a mine of all virtues. A mine is a place where everything is a collection of. She possesses all types of virtues. That is why when she took birth in Himachal's place, Mother Nature, everything came together. The beasts that would try to get at each other, they became so friendly. all the birds, the beasts, everything worked in harmony. And when we allow that energy, that divine energy, Parvati, to come within us, that all the wanderings of our mind, all the things that cause us to be like envious and jealousy and all this type of thing, these things work in harmony. They are no longer there. They just dissipate. They are no longer there. Just as the birds and beasts came together, so too within the mind there is that peace. The mountain of the mind becomes peaceful. Everything is there. Peace, love, harmony. So he's saying that your daughter is such a person, a mind of all virtues, all gun. Sundara sahaja susila sayani nama uma ambika bhavani. She's saying she's pretty, sundar, beautiful. Everybody knows that. Who'd be more beautiful than the mother of the universe? She's amiable, she's loving, she's kind, and intelligent by nature. Her very nature, beauty, intelligence, is a combination of everything. That is the Divine Mother. And her names are Nama Uma Ambika Bhavani. Her names are Uma, Ambika. Ambika means mother. She is the mother of the universe. Her name is Uma, Ambika and Bhavani. She is also referred to as Girija, Parvati. All these are her name. So he just looked at her and he knows. He could tell her entire lifespan. What her characteristics will be, what her the guns, all the virtues, etc. Just by looking at her. So already he has told her, he has spoken about the names that she will carry and everything. And all she's a mind of all virtues. And in short, by Tulsidas sings. Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Jagara Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Sabalakshan Sampan Kumari. He said, this Kumari of yours, he says she's adorned with all the marks of character and fortune. She's a mind of all virtues. So he's saying that she's adorned with all the marks of character. As one adorns oneself with beautiful jewelry, you put this type of thing in your hair and various type of pin and rose and what have you, and ring and all the stuff that you adorn yourself, it enhances your beauty. What enhances the beauty of a devotee? Character, goodness, purity, love, bhakti. This is what adorn. These are the gems that adorn a devotee. So he's saying here, she's adorned with all marks of character and fortune. And hoihi samtata piyahi piyari. He says, and this maiden shall be the unfailing love of her husband. That person to whom she is married, she will be totally dedicated to him. He is seeing all that. Then he says, Sada achal ehikad ahivada ehite jasu paihahi pitu mata. Her conjugal happiness. Conjugal happiness refers to marital bliss. It says her conjugal happiness will be firm as a rock. That relationship between the husband and wife, that will be as firm and as steady as a rock. You know, when they're taking the 7 steps in the marriage ceremony, the rock is very symbolic. They put a rock there and both parties touch the rock with their feet. That our union will be as solid as this rock. Here, Narad Muni makes that reverence, that revelation, right? He says her conjugal happiness will be as firm as a rock. Means that it is immovable. It stands firm at all times. Ehite Jesupai Hagi Pitumata, and she will bring glory to her parents. Pitumata, to mother and father. She will be a glorious gem. By the way one lives, it brings glory or it takes away from your family lineage. If somebody brings a special type of glory in her life, they say her parents were so and so. So you didn't bring glory only to your life, but to your family and to your family's lineage. Such a person she will be to the world. Not only to her lineage, but to the world at large. So in short, by Tulsidas sings. It's all this he's gaining from when he closes his eyes and he recaptures in his mind everything, her lifestyle. He's seeing everything. And as he sees it, he is telling. So in short, by Tulsidas sings. Sakal Jagamaha means the entire world. She will command respect of all the world. By virtue of her living, by the virtue of her lifestyle, by virtue of everything she does, one time you read and listen about it, it commands your respect, not only for the entire world, not for only particular state or place, but for the world, the entire universe. That is the type of living that she will live. That's the type of person she will be, that type of character. And if she commands the respect of the entire world, then the entire world looks for that type of energy from her. Two, we want to copy that. She will be the hallmark for the aspiration of all the women folk of the world. He says, Ehi se what and he who serve her shall lack nothing. It will be difficult for you to have nothing or to be in want of anything if you serve her. Once you serve her, there is no difficulty in attaining anything. That is what is meant by it. There will be no difficulty in your life once you serve her. And once you copy her lifestyle, her way of life. So if at all, there is today the talk of having a model, a role model. Well, this mother of the world gives a role model for all. We don't have to look at any particular individual. We have our divine being who gave us. This is what human beings will become if they follow these traditions, if they follow these terms of behavior. Then we will supersede in the world. We don't have to look anywhere. We don't have to look in a special place. We have it all enshrined in our text. That is the power. That is why these texts were given to us. And we have the power to choose it or to not choose it. He says, Ehika the na musumidi sansara. It says, by mere thought of a name, women in this world shall tread the path of wifely fidelity. Just by the mere thought of a name. When you think of Mother Parvati, what you envision in your mind, the moment you mention the name Parvati, certain things come to your mind. When you envision mango, what comes to your mind? A beautiful fruit, sweet tasting, juicy, and what have you. Pleasant. Mango. When you think about objects, certain things come to your mind. Alright? You think of snake, what comes to your mind? Fear, poison. The moment you think of Parvati, what comes to your mind? A glorious lady. Beauty, magnificence, in its full glory. One who treads the path of nobility. That is what Mother Parvati is. So he says, she will become the focus of all women of the world. And they will tread the path of wifely fidelity. That conjugal love. And it says, Triya Shadihahi Patibrat Asidhara. Patibrat means, Patibrata Dhara means that close relationship between the wife and husband. There is nothing that comes in between that. That is Patibrata Dharma.
Worship your husband as a god.
Exactly, so that's it. So, and all books have all that. Today, you tell the modern world about Patibrata Dharma, they will cuss you all out. So they don't believe that. Though, listen what it says. It says, it is like the edge of a narrow sword, or the edge of a sword, which is very narrow. Now think of the edge of a sword, it's very thin. To walk that line, to become that Patibrata Dharma, it is like walking a very thin line. The moment you miss, you go on off course. So to maintain that nobility of Patibrata Dharma, you cannot shift. Not in your thought, not in your action, not in your words. And that is the profundity of Mother Parvati. There is no way that you could maintain that if there is a shift in your thought, your word, or your deed. Man Karma Bachan says, everything must be in unity in treading that path. In the Bible it says, broad is the way which leads on to destruction, and narrow is the way which leads on to life. The pathway that is broad, anybody could walk there. But the result is not the best. But people choose not to walk the narrow pathway. Because the narrow pathway, you have to maintain a certain kind of discipline. The wide pathway, you could do anything. You know, like a man who is drunk, he could shift from this side to that side, he had no problem. But if it's narrow and he's drunk, you'll fall off. You know? So this is the difference. So he says, merely by thinking of a name, women folk will tread that path of wifely virtues and fidelity. So in short, by Tuchida saying, one more short by before you do have Tuchida things. सैल सुलक्षण सुता तुम्हारी सुनहु जो अब अवगुण द्विचारी. He's saying that your daughter, O Himalaya, he addressing the father Himalaya, he says your daughter Himalaya is endowed with auspicious marks, but Suna hujo ab avaguna duichari. But here now the few drawbacks that she has. Remember, they had asked, tell me what are the virtues and what would be the drawback?
That one. Sorry about that.
Yes. So what were the virtues and what are the drawbacks? But these drawbacks are not really of her. We will see what is said. You know, in all of us, there are good qualities and there are bad qualities. We all have that. We're born with that. There is nobody who you say does not have these ills. We come with all of them. Both of them are there. In that basket of fruits that we have come with on earth, there are good fruits and bad fruits. And in the process of evolving as a devotee, we have to pluck out the bad ones and retain the good ones. Some of us, instead of plucking out the bad ones, we add more. So the disparity between the good and bad is so vast that we see only hell in some people. But when you can even it off, then you're a little more balanced. But then when you drop off more of the bad ones, and you let the human being blossom by cultivating good ones, everybody wants to be around you. You are gravitated to such person. Everybody wants to be near that person. You know, if a person highly learned, highly skilled, highly spiritually evolved walks in the temple, everybody goes around him. Everybody wants to be there. He didn't ask that. But the sheer aura emanating from him is so profound and so compelling that you have to be there. And there are those who are meant to walk in, all the doors open, you're gone. There are people like that. So he's saying, you ask what were the drawbacks? Now he's saying here now the few drawbacks that she has. Aguna amana matu pituhani udasina sabasansaya china. One devoid of merit or dignity. You know who they're referring to? They're referring to Lord Shiva. There's a person devoid of merit or dignity, without father or mother. He didn't come into being with a father and mother. He says he's an ascetic. You know, he's always free from everybody, with no thought for anyone. Udasin means indifferent, you know, disinterested. The true devotee develops that